calorie. Okay. And let's begin in child's pose. Yeah. So take your knees wide, big toes together. Sink the hips towards the heels of the feet. Stretch your arms forward. Let your forehead come down. And let's keep the arms active, meaning stretch through the arms more. Keep the arms like lifted, but the palms are on the mat. Yeah. Good. And just let your belly soften between your thighs as your hips sink more towards the heels of your feet. Take a few more big breaths here. Breathe into your side body. Breathe into the back body. Feel the belly expand between the thighs. Feel connected here to breath. Now, let's come onto the tips of the fingers, onto the pads of your fingers, and spiral your inner arms towards the sky. And as you spiral your inner arms towards the sky, feel as though the shoulder blades move down and almost could wrap around towards the sides of the torso. Now bring the palms together and bend your elbows. Take the hands to the back of your head. Walk your elbows in a little bit closer towards the sides of your head. Walk them a little more towards the top of the mat and sink the hips to the heels. Interlace your fingers here. Set your forearms on the mat. Come up onto forearms and knees. Extend one leg back and then the other behind you. Forearm plank. Oh boy. You get right into it here. Press through the heels of the feet, belly to the spine. Gaze forward. Draw your chest forward. Hold here. Press through your forearms and press away from the mat. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then lower both knees to the mat. Uncurl the toes, tops of the thighs, belly. Release interlacing of the fingers. Slide the hands beneath the shoulders. Hands beneath the shoulders. Inhale, cobra. Lift your chest. Exhale the forehead back down. Inhale, cobra again. Lift the chest. Exhale back down. Inhale, lift. Shift back through all fours. Child's pose again. Knees wide, big toes together. Now, extending the arms forward, take your hands about mat edge to mat edge and come back up onto all fours. Curl your toes under in your tabletop position and hover the knees off the mat. Hover your knees. Gaze forward, draw the chest forward between the arms. Take the sway out of the low back by bringing the belly to the spine. Pelvic points towards low ribs. Now moving your belly towards the tops of the thighs, slowly press back and up into downward facing dog. Begin to straighten the legs. So get into the posture. Organize yourself here in your first down dog. Maybe it's your first down dog. Definitely not Eric's. He was in class this morning. Take a few moments to pedal the feet to shift the hips. And then find a moment of stillness here in downward facing dog. Connecting with the breath. Paying attention to its quality and its texture. Inhale forward to a plank pose. Shift the shoulders over the wrists and pause here. Press through the heels of the feet. Pelvic points towards low ribs. Gaze forward, chest forward. Now, rock forward slightly, bend your knees. Maintain a plank from the knees up through the crown of the head, so a strong torso. As you bend your elbows lower just halfway down. Uncurl the toes, lower the tops of the thighs and the pelvis to the mat. Cobra on your inhale, lift the chest. Exhale back through all fours to down dog. Come forward to plank pose again. Pause here. Feel the position of the plank, the architecture of the posture, the strength in the posture. You can lower your knees if you want to modify, otherwise keep them lifted as you rock forward. Bend your elbows lower halfway down. If you're modifying, it's cobra. If you're not, then it's upward facing dog. Lift the chest. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here in downward facing dog. And from your downward facing dog, let's lift to the tippy toes, give the knees a bend, and walk your hands back to your feet. Forward fold at the back of the mat, lift halfway. On an inhale, let the gaze look forward, draw your chest forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, hands on your hips. Inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, release your arms down to your sides, Tadasana. Inhale, reach the arms up over your head. Join your palms together and draw the hands down to heart center. Taking a moment here with the hands at the heart to set a tone or an intention for the time spent on the class, on the mat today, in the class, in the practice. When it feels like everything is falling apart, when it feels like the world just, is what it is right now, it's important to maintain not only your practice, your asana practice, whatever you do to move your body, to move the energy in your body, but also the practice of gratitude. So taking note of all the things that are going right now. And so an intention of gratitude, let that be a way of drawing you back to your center, a few moments of peace, of just recognizing the good things that are happening, even if it's small, even if it is just like getting on your mat right now today. On your next inhale, reach your arms up over your head. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Lift halfway on an inhale, gaze forward, chest forward. Exhale, fold. Walk your hands back to the top of the mat. Return to downward facing dog. Come forward to plank pose. Okay. Check out where your right forearm is. Put your right hand is. Put your right forearm there. Do the same on the other side. Put your left forearm on the mat. Good. Pause here in this forearm plank. Press through the heels of the feet. So we did this earlier, but our fingers are interlaced. This time, we're pressing through the inner wrist. Palms of the hands are on the mat. Now lower your knees down. Come into Sphinx pose. Uncurl the toes. Tops the feet on the mat. Lengthen the legs back behind you more. Press into the tops of the feet. Lift the kneecaps. Engage the quads. Press into the forearms and draw the chest forward and up. Belly to the spine. Engage the glutes here too. Now, from here, we're going to take the left forearm parallel with the top edge of the mat, roll to your left side. Once you've done that, step your right foot about halfway to the top of the mat and lift the bottom hip away from the mat, right arm to the sky. Right arm reaches up, turn your right palm forward and reach your arm forward. As you do that, lift your bottom hip away from the earth even more. Now reach the arm back behind you, dip your hip towards the earth. Inhale, reach up and over. Yep. Do that again. Reach back, dip your hip. Inhale, up and over. One more time, reach back, up and over. Reach the arm back up to the sky, lower your left hip to the mat, come back to Sphinx pose. Now in your Sphinx pose, tops of the feet on the mat. Press into the tops of the feet, and then lift your belly up off the mat. Lift the tops of the thighs off the mat, look towards your navel. Lower down, let the gaze look forward and up. Press into your forearms and lift, look towards your navel. Lower back down. And let the gaze look up one more time. Lift and look towards the navel. And then lower back down slowly. Let's do the other side. So right forearm parallel with the top edge of the mat. Roll to your right side. Once you've done that, step your left foot about halfway to the top of the mat. And lift the bottom hip up off the mat. As you do that, reach the left arm up to the sky. Turn your palm forward, reach forward, and lift the right hip away from the earth. And then as you exhale, reach back to the left arm, dip the hip towards the mat. Inhale, reach up and over. Dip and reach back. Inhale, up and over. One more time. Dip and reach back. Up and over. Reach the arm back to the sky. Lower the hip to the mat. Come back to Sphinx pose. Forearms on the mat. Okay. Now, curl your toes under, firm up your legs, lift your kneecaps, engage your quads, and then belly to the spine. Peel the pelvis up off the earth, come back to forearm plank. Good. Right hand on the mat, left hand on the mat, downward facing dog. Lifting up your right leg. Start with your foot flexed and your toes pointed down here, just for now. Now, from here, kick your heel towards your butt. Right heel to your butt. Inner thighs draw towards one another. Draw the right knee towards your chest. Stack the shoulders over your wrist. Press the earth away. And step the foot between your hands. Lower your back knee to the earth. Inhale, reach the arms up over your head. Exhale the hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Draw your knuckles to the earth as you lift your heart to the sky. Inhale, reach the arms back up over your head. Float your hands down to the mat. Curl the toes under, lift the back knee, step back to plank pose. Chaturanga here on an exhale. You can always modify or skip it if you want to move right back to down dog. Inhale through the back bend. Exhale takes you to downward facing dog. Okay, lift up the left leg. Again, start with the foot flex, the toes pointed down. Take your left heel to your butt, hamstring curl. Draw the left knee to the chest as you stack the shoulders over the wrist. Press the earth away and step the foot between your hands. Lower the back knee down. Inhale your arms up over your head, reach up. Exhale the hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers, other thumb on top. Draw your knuckles down, lift your heart. Inhale the arms back up over your head. Float your hands down to the mat. Curl the back toes under, lift the back knee. This time step forward. Lift halfway on an inhale. Exhale and fold. Rise to standing. Reach your arms up over your head. And exhale the arms down to your sides. Tadasana. Surya Namaskara A, Sun Salute A. Inhale, arms up over your head. Exhale and fold. Lift halfway on an inhale. Exhale, hands next to your feet. Step or float back. Chaturanga. Good. Inhale through the back bend. Upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale back, down dog. The dogs are always so interested in yoga. What are the humans doing? All right. Couple breaths here in downward facing dog. Now, lift towards the tippy toes, bend your knees, look to the top of the mat, step or float forward. Lift halfway on an inhale. Exhale and fold. Rise to standing, reach your arms up over your head. And exhale the arms down to the sides. Again, Sun Salute A. Inhale, arms up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, hands next to feet. Step back or float back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Take a few breaths here in downward facing dog. So we can use downward facing dog as kind of a reset, a place to connect with the breath again. Breathing smooth and even. In and out through the nose when possible. Lift towards the tippy toes, bend the knees, look to the top of your mat, step or float. By float, I mean hop lightly. Lift halfway on an inhale. Exhale and fold. Rise to standing, reach your arms up over your head. Exhale, arms to the sides. Let's do one more. Surya Namaskara A. Inhale your arms up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, hands next to your feet. Step or float back. Chaturanga. Good. Beautiful. Meet you in downward facing dog. Let's take some breaths here in downward facing dog. Spreading through the fingers, pressing the earth away. And lifting towards the tippy toes. As you exhale, bend the knees. At the bottom of that exhale, step or float forward. Lift halfway on an inhale. Exhale and fold. Beautiful. Rise to standing. Reach your arms up over your head. Come on up. And exhale your arms down to your sides. Tadasana, mountain pose. Feet together, heels slightly apart. Bend your knees deeply. Touch your hands to the outsides of your feet. Slide your hands to the outsides of your knees. Press your knees into your hands, sit back a little bit more, and then reaching the arms forward and up, Utkatasana. Now, as you reach your arms up towards where the wall meets the ceiling for Utkatasana, draw the navel back and up as well, even as you continue to sit back more. Take another inhale, and exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Lift halfway on an inhale. Exhale, hands next to feet, step or float back, Chaturanga. Very nice. Okay, let's lift up the right leg, and this time point your toes. Bend your knee, take your heel to your butt, hamstring curl. Draw the right knee to the chest, stack the shoulders over the wrist, heel to your butt, step the foot between your hands, back heel down, warrior one. Inhale the arms up over your head, reach up. Bring your hands onto your hips, straighten your front leg. Pay attention to the back leg here. Ground to the outer edge of the foot. Lift to the inner arch of the foot. Lift the kneecap, engage the quad. And hug that left glute in slightly as you continue to bend your front knee more. Take your hands to your low ribs, direct the chest forward. Reach your arms straight forward, belly to spine, arms back over your head. Utkatasana. Take an inhale here as you reach to the arms. As you exhale, bend your front knee a little bit more. Strong back leg. Take one more inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to plank on the inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Inhale through your back bend. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good. Now taking or lifting your left leg up. Point your toes here. Kick your heel to your butt. Hamstring curl. Draw the knee to the chest. Stack the shoulders over the wrists. Press the earth away. Step the foot between your hands. Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. Inhale the arms over your head. Hands on your hips, straighten your front leg. Pay attention to the back leg. Outer edge of the back foot grounds, inner arch lift. Up the inseam of the leg, lift the kneecap, engage the quad, engage that right glute slightly as you bend your front knee. Now take the hands to the low ribs, direct the chest forward, reach straight forward, and inhale your arms up over your head. Now with your exhale, sink into it a little bit more. Bend your front knee, keep the back leg strong. Take another inhale as you reach the fingertips. Exhale your hands to the mat, Chaturanga. Now you know you can always skip the Chaturangas if you had one too many this morning. If you need to skip the vinyasa, no judgment here. Let's take 3 breaths in downward facing dog. On the next inhale, lift to the tippy toes. As you exhale, bend your knees. Let the gaze look forward. Step or hop to the top of your mat. Lift halfway on an inhale. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees deeply. Sweep the arms forward and up. Utkatasana, chair pose. Stand all the way up. Release your arms down to the sides, Tadasana. Inhale, Utkatasana, arms up over your head. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands next to your feet. Step or float back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana or Bhujangasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, draw the knee to the chest. Step the foot between your hands, back heel down, warrior 1. Inhale your arms over your head. Exhale the hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers, draw your knuckles down, lift through your chest. Bend the front knee a bit more. Keep drawing the belly to the spine. Inhale the arms back up over your head. Let's pivot onto the ball of the back foot. Step back to plank pose on the inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog. Inhale lifts the left leg. Exhale, knee to chest. Step the foot lightly between your hands. Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Inhale your arms up over your head. Take the hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers with the other thumb on top. Draw the knuckles down, lift through the chest. Draw the navel back and up. Bend your front knee. Good. Inhale, arms back over your head. Exhale your hands to the mat. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog. We'll take 3 breaths here in downward facing dog. Breathing deeply, connecting with breath. Or reconnecting, I should say. Let's lift to the tippy toes. Bend the knees, look to the top of your mat. Step or float forward. Hop lightly. Lift halfway on the inhale. Exhale and fold. Bend your knees. Utkatasana, chair pose. Arms up over your head. Exhale, straighten your legs and release the arms down to the sides. We're gonna do one more Surya Namaskara A B. This one's gonna be a little bit faster. The only thing that, a little bit of difference here on the next one, we won't be lifting the leg as we step it through. So just, keep up with me. I will lead you through it, okay? But if you do find yourself a beat or two behind, that's okay, all right? So stay connected to your breath, stay true to your breath. From Tadasana, inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Step your right foot through. Inhale, your arms up over your head. Exhale, your hands to the mat, chaturanga. Inhale, your back bend. Exhale, down dog. Step the left foot through. Inhale, your arms over your head. Exhale, your hands to the mat, chaturanga. Inhale through your back bend. Exhale to down dog. Ooh. Three breaths here. I do love the fluidity of those traditional Surya B, Ashtanga style. Each breath has a purpose, a movement. You can feel it warms the body. Let's lift to the tippy toes, bend the knees, look to the top of the mat, step or float. Lift halfway on an inhale. Exhale and fold. Rise to standing. Reach your arms up over your head. Exhale the arms to the side. Oh, let's do a chair pose to finish that off. Bend your knees, reach your arms up over your head. And now straighten your legs and reach the arms down to the sides. We wouldn't have slept well tonight if I'd missed that chair. So stay in Tadasana here. Breathing in and out through the nose. Strong breath here. Ujjayi pranayam. Good. Now from here, let's bring the hands onto the hips. Shift the weight over into your left foot. Turn your right toes out. Pick your right leg up. Put the right foot on the inside of the standing leg and bring your hands to your heart. Hugging the left hip to the inside of the right foot. Pressing the right foot to the inside of the left leg. Now, let's take the arms out at the side. Start with the palms down. Turn your palms up to the sky and reach your arms up over your head. Try pressing your palms together and extending more. Draw the navel back and up. Lift to the inner arch of your left foot. Bring your hands back through your heart. Put your hands onto your hips and set your right foot on the mat. Shift the weight into the right foot. Turn your left toes out and pick up your left leg. Place the foot on the inside of your standing leg and bring your hands together at your heart. Press the right leg to the inside of the left foot to the inside of the right leg. And stretch your arms out at your sides. Start with your palms down, and then turn your palms up to the sky and reach your arms up. Press your palms together and extend more, as if your arms were attached or began down at your hips and you're reaching through the arms even more. Bring your hands back through your heart. Put your hands on your hips and set your left foot down onto the mat. Arms at your sides, Tadasana. Inhale your arms up over your head. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, place your hands next to your feet. Step or float back, chaturanga. Inhale through your back bend. Exhale takes you to downward facing dog. Okay. Lifting up the right leg. Keep the foot flexed, the toes pointed down. As you exhale, draw the right knee to the chest. Stack the shoulders over the wrists. Press the earth away. Can you touch the knee to the nose and the nose to the knee here, keeping your shoulders stacked over your wrist? Step the foot between your hands. Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge. Arms up and over your head. Yep, crescent lunge. Now, pivot your back heel down, open the arms wide. Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. Straighten your front leg, triangle pose. Take the right hand to the right shin as the left arm reaches up. Inhale your arms back up. As you exhale, bend your front knee and pivot onto the ball of the back foot. Return to Anjaneyasana, return to crescent lunge. As you exhale, take your hands down to the mat. Slide your right foot about halfway back or more. Plant your hands, max foot distance apart. Lift your left leg up. Bend your right knee, hop 3 times off the right foot. Big hops, little hops. Hold a hop, that'd be a handstand. And then stepping back, downward facing dog. Good. Let's lift up the left leg. Take the heel to the butt, draw the knee to the nose, stack the shoulders over the wrist. Can you actually touch the knee to the nose and the nose to the knee this time? Stepping the foot between your hands, Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge. Spin your back heel down, warrior 2. Virabhadrasana 2. Bending to the front knee. Straighten your left leg, triangle pose. Spiral the inner left thigh towards the sky. Lean the chest back a bit more and reach up through the right arm. Inhale brings you back up. Bend your front knee, warrior 2. Pivot onto the ball of the back foot, warrior 1. Actually, this is crescent lunge, kind of a variation of warrior 1. Take your hands down to the mat. Slide the left foot back halfway or more. Plant your hands, lift your right leg up. High under the tippy toes of the left foot, hop. Hop off that left foot. So switching out the feet we're hopping on. Good, Mackenzie. Nice, Randy. 3 hops or so. And when you're all done with that, step back to downward facing dog. Take some breaths here in downward facing dog. Okay. And then inhale, lift your right leg up. This time, point your toes. Take your heel to your butt. Draw your knee to your chest. Press the earth away, round to the mid upper back. Step the foot between your hands. Crescent lunge. Inhale your arms over your head. Exhale, warrior 2, back heel down. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, triangle pose. Inhale brings you back up. As you exhale, bend your front knee. Inhale, pivot onto the ball of the back foot, crescent lunge. Exhale your hands to the mat. Slide the right foot back halfway or more. Lift your left leg up. Hop off your right foot again. Woo, handstands. Good. Then we'll just step back, down dog. Lift the left leg up. Point your toes, take your heel to your butt. Draw the knee to the chest. Press the earth away. Step the foot between your hands. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, triangle pose. Inhale brings you back up. Exhale, bend your front knee. Inhale, pivot onto the ball of the back foot. Exhale your hands to the mat. Slide your left foot back. Lift the right leg up and hop. Whew. Woo-wee. Good. And we'll step back to down dog. Option here to take a vinyasa to shift forward to plank pose and bend your elbows, lowering halfway down. Inhaling through your back bend. Exhale to down dog. Good. Okay. Let's lift to the tippy toes, bend the knees, and walk your hands to the feet. Forward fold at the back of the mat. Lift halfway on an inhale. Exhale and fold. Slide the hands underneath the feet so you're standing on the palms of your hands. Toes touch the insides of your wrists. And inhale to lift halfway. Let your gaze look forward. Draw your chest forward between your arms as if you're drawing your chest forward between your arms. And then fold in. Elbows bow, head hangs heavy. I'm going to try shaking out your head a few times. Let the pull of gravity traction the spine. And then let's release the hands from underneath the feet. Uttanasana, forward folds. Lift halfway as you inhale. And exhale back to the top of your mat. Return to downward facing dog. On this downward facing dog, lift your right leg up. And this time, lift your leg really high and roll your pelvis open. So you stack the right hip over the left, bending the right knee. Pressing the earth away equally through both of your hands. Extend your right leg back. Exhale your knee to your chest. Step the foot between your hands, crescent lunge. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, triangle pose. Inhale brings you back up. Exhale, bend the front knee. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge. Exhale your hands to the mat. Slide your right foot halfway back, lift up the back leg. You know what to do or not to do. If you want to skip it, you can. Try hopping to handstands. Woohoo! Good. Belly to the spine. Press the earth away. Ay. Good. Step back to down dog. Lifting up the left leg. Lift the leg high. Roll the pelvis open. Bend the knee. Let the heel fall behind you. Press the earth away. Extend your leg back. Exhale your knee to your chest. Step the foot between your hands. Inhale your arms up over your head. Exhale, warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Inhale. Exhale, triangle pose. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bend your front knee. Inhale, arms up and over your head. Pivot onto the ball of the back foot. Exhale your hands down. Slide your left foot back. Lift the right leg up. Plant your hands. Handstand. Or hopping towards handstand. Good. Once you're done with that, step back to down dog. Option to stay here or move through a vinyasa plank to chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale back, down dog. Let's take a child's pose. Knees wide, big toes together, hips to heels. Rest here. If the shoulders need a break, bring the legs closer together and bring the arms down to your sides. Just a couple more breaths here. And then stretch the arms forward out in front of you from your child's pose. Bring your palms together and bend your elbows. Take your hands behind your head, your prayer hands behind your head. As you walk your elbows in towards the sides of your head, spiral your inner arms to the sky. Walk your elbows forward a little bit more. Just drop the weight, the weight of the hips towards the heels of the feet. Interlace your fingers, set your forearms on the mat, come onto forearms and knees. Extend one leg back behind you and then the other one, forearm plank. Okay, we're giving our wrists a break. That's what this is. Press to the heels of the feet, draw the chest forward, belly to your spine. Okay. Now, from your forearm plank, walk your feet in towards a forearm dolphin variation. We'll keep the fingers interlaced. As you walk your feet in, keep pressing the earth away, lifting the crown of the head away from the mat. Let's walk the feet back out into forearm plank. Now, from forearm plank, drop both heels to the right. Come back to center and drop both heels to the left. Center and right. Center and left. Center and right. Center and left. Don't worry, that was the last one. Come back to your forearm plank. Lower your knees to the mat, all the way to your belly. Separate the hands, slide them back beneath the shoulders. Forehead to the earth. As you inhale, lift for cobra. Exhale, back down. Slide your hands back a little bit further. Cobra again, maybe a little bit taller of a cobra. Strong legs, press the tops of the feet into the mat. And exhale, back down. Slide your hands back even more, press into the tops of the feet. Draw your chest forward and up. Upward facing dog. Tops of the thighs off the mat. And then curl the toes under, press back, down dog. Good. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Roll the pelvis open, bend the knee, let the heel fall behind you. Extend the leg back, square off the hips and draw the knee to the chest. Step the foot between your hands, keep your back knee lifted, crescent lunge, inhale your arms up. Take your hands onto your hips and bend your back knee. As you do that, lift up your pelvic points, open the front more so of the left hip. Straighten through the back leg, bend the knee, inhale your arms up over your head. Bring your palms together, bend your elbows and take the hands, the paired hands to the back of your head. Hug your elbows in, lift through the chest, strong back leg, press through the heel of the foot, navel back and up, bend your front knee, lift your heart to the sky. Inhale the arms back over your head, and exhale, take the left hand to the mat, right arm reaches up to the sky, revolved lunge. Take the right hand down to the inside of the right leg, lift your hips and walk your hands to the long edge of your mat. Wide leg forward fold here. We'll bend the right knee, keep the left leg, actually bend the left knee, keep the right leg straight. Come back to center and bend the right. Come back to center and bend the left. Come back to center and bend the right. One more time, through center and to the left. Center, and as you bend your right knee, walk your hands back to the top of the mat, frame your front foot. From here, step back to plank pose, chaturanga or downward facing dog. Okay. Lifting up your left leg, lift it high, roll the pelvis open and bend the knee. Extend the leg back, draw the knee to the chest. Step the foot between your hands, crescent lunge. Inhale your arms up. Exhale the hands to the pelvis. Bend your back knee. Lift the pelvic points up. Straighten through the back leg. Keep the bend in the front knee. Keep lifting the pelvic points. Bring the arms over your head. Press your palms together. Bend the elbows. Take the hands to the back of your head. Hug elbows in. Lift through the chest. Keep pressing through the heel of the back foot as you lift the heart to the sky. Inhale the arms back up over your head. Exhale, right hand to the mat, left arm to the sky, revolved lunge. Left hand down to the inside of the left foot. Lift your hips, walk your hands to the middle of your mat, to the long edge of your mat, and this time keep your legs straight. Take an inhale, lengthen, walk your hands forward, shift some of the weight out of the heels and over the arches of your feet. Another inhale to lengthen the chest, and exhale, fold, walk your hands back, crown of the head towards the earth. Prasarta Padottanasana, take some breaths here in the forward fold. Walk your hands back beneath your shoulders. Bending your left knee, come back to the top of your mat, frame your left foot, step back to plank pose on the inhale, chaturanga exhale. Inhale through your back bend. Exhale takes you to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, shift forward to your plank pose. Put your left forearm on your mat, put your right forearm on your mat, forearm plank. So similar to the one that we did earlier, I think it was in this class, it might have been in the morning class, the 6:30 class, 6:45. Press through the heels of the feet, draw the chest forward, take some of the pike out of the hips, bring the belly to the spine, pelvic points towards low ribs. Okay. And now lift your hips, walk your feet in, dolphin. And from dolphin, lower your knees to the mat, child's pose. Okay, so coming into classical headstand now, we're all set up for it. The body is warmed, it's prepared. Option to just do this right here in the middle of your mat. If you need to move your mat to a wall to do that, that's fine. If you're not gonna bear weight on the crown of your head, if you don't wanna do the headstand, either come back to dolphin, forearm plank, or maybe you just want to work on your child's pose, all right? So if you're tired, do that, right? So I'm going to run you through and I'm going to kind of walk you into it. Classical headstand. From your child's pose, grab a hold of the arms just above your elbows. And then interlace the fingers in front of you, create a triangle shape, a little space between the heels of your wrists, the bottom of the hands. Now, lifting the hips, draw the chin towards the chest, crown of the head on the earth. Walk your feet in. The hamstrings are nice and warmed up, so maybe you'll just try to lift with both legs straight. Oh, there goes my shirt. Or one knee to your chest and then the other. Now, think about lifting into these postures and not kicking into them. Lift up instead of kick, right? Does that make sense? So I'll show you one more time if you need to see it. So not hopping into this stuff. Lifting. Get your hips over your shoulders. One knee to your chest, other knee to your chest. Okay? Yeah. The thing I like about classical headstand is the base of the arms allow for less pressure on the crown of the head and therefore the cervical spine. So if you can think about squeezing the legs together, drawing the belly to the spine and pressing to the forearms, you can actually start to feel lighter on the crown of your head and maybe even take some space or make some space between the crown of the head and the floor. So there shouldn't be excessive amounts of pressure on the cervical spine, your neck. If you're feeling that, your arms are probably too far apart. Let's just spend another 30 seconds here if you have it in you, 30 more seconds. Keep pressing the earth away and squeezing the legs together, extending towards the sky, extending your legs towards the sky. Shashasana A, king of the asanas. It's one way to really shift the perspective throughout the day. It'd be a nice pick-me-up. Okay. Let's come out of it as gracefully as we went into it. Come down slow. Take the time to integrate that by doing a child's pose. Now from your child's pose, stretch your arms forward in front of you, come up onto all fours, and curl your toes under, press back to down dog. From your downward facing dog, lift your right leg up. Roll the pelvis open, bend the knee, let the heel fall behind you. Option to stay here or continue to roll the pelvis open, dropping the right foot to the outside of the left. Turn your toes to the back of the mat, lift your chest, flip dog. It's like one limb away from being Urdhva Dhanurasana. Now let the gaze look down. You're gonna unflip your dog, keep your right leg lifted, and come into pigeon on this side. Drop the right knee behind the right wrist. Take an inhale, lift to the chest. Right leg's, actually it's the left leg extended straight back behind you. Lift through the chest, and then come down, come off of the wrists. If this is not working on for you, if your knee doesn't like pigeon, lie on your back and take a figure four. So use this as a time to drop in to sensation. As we stretch these big muscles of the legs and the hips, the breath is imperative. I say this a lot in my classes, but you can stretch and stretch and stretch a muscle. But if your breath is constricted and you're like, oh my God, like white knuckling the pose, right? Not a lot is happening. More tension is happening. We're coming to yoga to hopefully unravel a little bit of that. So come out of it a little bit if you need to, or deepen your breath. Notice where it gets constricted. Another helpful hint is letting the corners of your mouth curl up a little bit. That would be a smile. Hard to hold tension in the face if you're smiling. Let's take a few more breaths here. A few more deep breaths. And make your way back to down dog. Stretch out the backs of your legs, especially that right knee. And left leg lifts, pelvis rolls open, left knee bends, stay here, or again, flip your dog. Set the left foot to the outside of the right, both toes point to the back edge of the mat, lift your hips, reach up and over. Gaze looks down, unflip your dog, left leg lifts or is lifted. Come into pigeon, left knee behind left wrist. Good, slide that leg back. Take a big breath, fill the space, and then fold in. Big breaths, spaciousness. Breathe into the space of constriction. Take a few more big breaths here. Okay. So as you come up, let's bring the legs out from underneath. Feet on the mat. If you have a block, you can take it with you as you lie down on your back. Lay this way. Keep your knees bent, keep your feet on the mat. Okay. Let's lift up both legs. So the knees are over the hips, the shins are parallel to the earth. Take an inhale here. Actually, keep breathing, right? But put your hands on top of your knees. And now with your next inhale, followed by your exhale, press your knees into your hands and your hands into your knees. Good. Stretch the arms out at your sides and drop both legs over to the left. As your knees go left, let your gaze look right. You can lift your chest and slide your left shoulder blade out from underneath a bit more. Right hand to the outside of the right knee. Now stay here, or you can bend your right arm so the back of the hand is on the mat. It's a goalpost shape in the arm. Or reach the arm up over your head. Spill your coffee all over the floor. That's great. Super. Okay. Inhale, bring your legs back to center. And exhale to the other side. Drop your knees to the right and let your gaze look left. Keep your left arm just extended out, or goalpost your arm, or take the arm up over your head. Bring it on back to center. Wrap your arms around your shins. Set your feet down onto the mat. Have your feet about hips width distance apart. Take your arms out wide at your sides. Letting the knees touch. Just take knees side to side. Get your head involved in this, so as your knees go right, gaze goes left. Center, knees left, gaze right. Do that a few more times. Go from right to left, left to right. Hi, hello. Now once you feel like you've evened out both directions, come back to center. One last time, hug your knees into your chest. Take a big inhale here. As you exhale, curl into a little ball. Inhale out into Shavasana. Final posture. Extend your legs out. Have your feet separated about mat's width distance apart. Lift your chest, move the shoulder blades in and down the back. Take a big inhale through your nose. Open your mouth and exhale that out. Soften the jaw, the forehead, and the face. Relax. Next few minutes. Let this be a space of integration of your practice before you go into your day. Teeth parted slightly and the lips touching lightly. Relax deeply. Start to deepen the inhales and exhales again. Bending your knees. Getting your feet on the mat, making your way to one side. Coming up into your seated position. Let's bring the hands together at the heart. With an attitude of gratitude, moving into the rest of our day. Letting the chin bow to the chest, we bow inward to ourselves. We bow towards one another.